Hmm. Evet. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Egan. How you doing?
Good, good. Tired, but good.
I know
How are
that feeling.
you?
I'm good. Just got back from the gym. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm heading to Maryland to go train with Morocco and Goga and Kenny Smith. So busy day
Tomorrow? Tomorrow?
today. Today.
You're gonna train today?
Yep.
And you came from gym?
Yep.
I hope you're not overtraining.
There's no such thing.
Good, good. There is no such thing. Wow. So you don't believe in resting or
Well,
enough?
I mean, like I don't adapt my table time around my strength training stuff. Like I don't rest before practice. Like
Mhm.
for the most part, I think a majority of the gains I'm getting usually are coming from, the movements I'm doing in the gym. So I don't ever want to
Mhm.
sacrifice that. And then when I go to practice, it's more like conditioning and muscle memory and technique.
Mhm. Wow.
At
I
least
mean,
that's
I
what.
was like that when I was like 16, 17, 18, but
Yeah, I got started late, and I'm making up for lost time. I'm just pretending I'm young.
yeah, incredible. Incredible. Wow.
How's
So,
everything? How's everything with you?
um, today I did shoulder and
Front,
in
medial, and rear delts.
and then and
Yep.
then
External rotation.
yeah, and then
Yep.
it's just easier to show. You understand all of them.
Yep. You feeling
Yeah.
everything feeling good and healthy?
I just like started. What I did today was probably 50 to 70%, depending on the moment.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, I still have. I think I'm eating so much carb, and I think that is the reason of the inflammation. I think.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
guess there's different schools of thought on that. Um, there's certain
Mhm.
schools of thought that say like meats and proteins will promote inflammation, and then there's a whole other school of thought that says carbohydrates do. I know my inflammation is at its best when I'm on a carb restricted diet. That's when I feel the healthiest.
When
But
you are low in carbo, you feel healthy.
yes,
Yeah, I
yep.
mean, I'm sure that because I don't eat a lot of meat, because all my career, I ate so much meat, and then like if I don't have any serious competition coming near, I try not to eat so much meat. And but now I see that I'm eating so much carb, and then I think the inflammation is coming with it.
Yep. I tend to my joint inflammation is definitely flared up when my carbs are high, like
Yeah,
consistent. So
yeah.
usually my carbohydrates are a little bit higher over the winter. Um, and that's usually when I'm the sorest. But I feel
Hmm.
that's why I like making that cut to 95 because I actually get like 4 to 6 weeks of really clean diet. And
Yeah,
even then, I almost always feel my best health.
yeah. I agree. I should do the same. I should do the same, but just I have been competing like so long time, like more than 3 decades,
Yeah,
and like dieting is just like,
I know.
and
It's
and it is
grind.
really hard to focus on multiple things, and So I'm type of guy that like I like to focus on one target and then really lock myself there. You understand? And so right now, even if I start training, do something, I feel like, as I said before, that I'm like, I don't know, I'm doing something bad to East versus West because I'm focused now on something else, which is my own training.
Yeah, but you got to be fair to yourself too. But you're 100% right. We're at our best when we can focus all of our energy. Sometimes it's not even about like the physical aspect. It's more about like that emotional energy. I find like I do so much in my life, but I'm always at my best when I have one, like you said, one date, one target, one thing. But if I have like 2, 3, 4 stacked up, it kind of consumes my energy focus.
Yeah. That is why you can't really focus when it is like really deep in football season, I think.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I could compete, but I just know I wouldn't be bringing my best. I can always do the physical stuff. I can make time to do all the physical stuff. But like that emotional energy that you apply to those workouts and those trainings is just never at its highest when you got something else nagging in the back of your head. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah. That like I kind of feel that my mind is just there, and then I need to shift here, and I kind of feel that I cannot be successful if I don't give my all to one thing. You know, this is how I feel. Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes you can be successful, but the level of success, or like it's one thing to maybe win a competition, but I mean, how many times do we win some form of competition, but don't like the way we won? I deal with it with football. Like if we're not winning by a margin, then I'm not happy. Win by 3 points, I'm still upset.
Yeah. Alex Kurdecha is in the chat. If it is really him, he says, "Hello, good fellas."
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, Alex said that he was over 160 kilo right now, and which is 100, 360 pounds.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah. And it is. And yesterday I had Levan as my guest. And whenever I ask him about Morozov, Kurdecha, these guys are thinking, that they're gonna become the best. And he said that everyone is free to dream. Hello, Troy. Yeah, thank you for your support, Troy. I'm happy that you like your jersey. Yeah, and then whenever I said Hermes says that the title is gonna go to him, and he says, yeah, he can probably make something similar, the belt in Italy, then that's the only way for him to have the belt. And then I talk about Devon, and he said Devon should just for now can enjoy. You understand? He needs to better take care of my belt. He says, so it doesn't give anything away. It's just like the other guys just can just deceive themselves. This is what he says basically.
Yeah. I love it though. I mean, I love that he's coming back. I think there's a lot of questions like, all right, like, where is his level going to be at with the injury and time off and everything else? But I love that he's bringing all that positive energy. Like he didn't skip a beat. Hopefully he didn't. I would love to see him and
hello
at their best. What's up, Irakli?
Hello, Irakli. How are you, Irakli?
Good. You?
Good. How are you, Roman?
I'm doing good, thanks, Engin. How about
What's up, Roman?
Roman, you need to increase the sound,
Okay, I will do that. What's
I
up,
barely hear it. What's that?
Think.
Roman, დაბალხმაზე ისმის შენი ხმა.
Is it better now, guys? Or
I don't know. To me, it's very low. How is it for you, Paul?
For Irakli, it's
It's just
also
a little
low.
low.
I will change the headset. I'll be back.
Okay. Irakli, what is your weight? How many kilo?
98.
98. So
Yes.
3 kilo left.
Yes.
How is the power? Good?
Yeah, good.
Very good. And how about you? I'm sure you are not below 220.
I'm at 220. Yeah, I'm right at 100. Right at 100.
So 220 right now. You are 100 kilo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit smaller than I normally am at this time, but my body composition is good. I'm lean.
But you said that you are in great shape, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely leaner, less fat.
Yeah. Less fat. I don't remember you fat.
Sometimes. Wintertime's tough, Angin. Wintertime's tough.
Irakli, your power now compared to Rustem Babayev match, more, less, or same?
More.
More?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you want to beat Paul first, and then you want to beat Sasha?
პოლის და საშოს დამარცხება გიდაო, ხო, ორივე ჯერ პოლის და მერე საშა.
მალე თქო რა.
Very soon, like rapid fast. Very soon.
What's that?
He wants to do it really quickly, you know.
Oh, he wants to beat Paul quickly, or he wants to pull after Paul. He wants to pull Sasha quickly.
I'll ask him. Irakli, პოლის გინდა რომ სწრაფად მოუგო თუ პოლის მერე გინდაო რომ საშოს სწრაფად შეხვდეო?
სწრაფად მინდა რომ შევხვდეთ ხო პოლის შემდეგ.
He wants to get these both wins done as quick as possible. Like he said that I need to have Sasha match as soon as possible. That's what he meant. So he's gonna quickly done with Paul.
Why that hurry? Why is he hurrying that much? You know, is he planning to not to stay in the 95 kilo?
და ეგრე რატო ჩქარობო? ანუ არაპირებო რომ 95-ში დარჩეო?
დარჩენა ჩემი ოცნება მაინც ტიტულია და მაგისტვის ვიბრძვი და მაგისტვის ვარჯიშობ და მინდა რომ მალე მოხდეს ეგ.
So he meant it the way that the title was his dream and he still is his dream.
Oh, he wants
match,
as soon as possible.
He wants the title as soon as possible. That's what he meant. So he will definitely
Irakli, if you beat Paul and then if you beat Sasha, the next would be Tatachings in 95 kilo.
Okay.
The revenge, huh? Revenge.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
And Paul, you want to beat this guy, and after that, you want the revenge against Sasha. You both pull against Sasha. Irakli lost, I think, 4-1, and you lost 3-2. From last match that you had with Sasha, did you learn a lot? You know, I know you are now focused on Irakli, but like, is a little bit part of your mind is there still?
I mean, I had a lot of months to think about that and dissect that match and where I went wrong and things I could have done better in preparation. But after the last match and then this match being announced, of course I have my long-term goals. But like as we said before, Angin, I'm only at my best when I'm focusing on the nearest thing. So I'm not counting my chickens before they're hatched. I'm worried about January 20th.
Okay, yeah, because you know that there will not be anything, you know, any match without beating Irakli.
This is the only thing on my mind.
Yeah. I need to 1 second.
Hey Paul, I did not get the chance to say hey. What's up, bro?
Yeah, how you doing, Roman? Good to see you again, man.
Yeah.
You're the man.
Yeah. Do you want to tell to Irakli what Paul said?
Yeah, sure. I always want. I just don't want to interrupt your podcast.
No.
You know? Yeah. ირა, უცებ გადაგითარგმნი ხა პოლსას დაახლოებით იგივე კითხვა დაუსვა რომ ანუ შენც და პოლიც ორივე არიან ხართ შენახვედრი საშოსთან რა და ანუ რამე თუ ვისწავლეო და კიო რა თქმა უნდაო გამოცდილება მივიღეო და ანუ იცი შემდეგში როგორ უნდა მივდგეს საშოს მატჩს და თქვა რომ პროსტაო ეხაო მეო ანუ ჩემს ასე ვთქვათო ქათმის კვერცხსო მანამ არ დავითვლიო სანამ არ გამოიჩეკებო რაღაც ასეთი ნათქვამი აქვს მაგათ რაც ხაზი გავუსვა რომ ჯერ ირაკლიზე ვარო ფუნდამენტურად ფოკუსირებული ვარ. Many things Irakli already understood, but alongside in details of
there is a super chat furious. He says, Paul, when you beat Sasho, will you ever consider going heavier and possibly ripple John at 105 or on Garbev?
So far in advance, man, that I can't even think that far. I've talked to Angin possibly in the past about maybe moving up a weight class. My natural weight where I'm happiest and where I'm healthiest is this 95 kilogram place. But crossover matches for sure are not outside the realm of possibility. Definitely entertain them. But for the time being, I'm just kind of focused on being the best 95 kilogram puller I can be at this point. So Sasha, all those things potentially down the road. I got January 20th, and then we'll see. Maybe reassess after.
Paul, do you see that you are still progressing?
Yes, I'm definitely 100% still progressing. I have my common barometers. I do strength checks in preparation for all of this. I'm definitely progressing technically because I'm still learning. I'm still green when it comes to understanding certain aspects and learning how to apply them. And every time I grab some of these guys, especially the higher level guys with different styles, I'm downloading data and then I'm taking it back to the gym and practice and I'm working on it. So I think I'm progressing technically and from those common barometers, measuring yourself against, the people that you pull regularly and the people that you pull in the past, I'm definitely getting stronger.
I understand. And can you ask Irakli, he was pulling light heavyweight, now the middleweight. Did he lose any power?
ირა, ეხლა შენ რეალურად წონით კატეგორიით ერთი კატეგორიით დაბლა ჩამოხვედიო, ხო? ანუ 105-დან 95-ზე და ძალის მხრივ რამე რეგრესი თუ გრძნობ, ანუ შენ დასუსტდიო თუ იგივე დონეზე ხარ თუ როგორ?
არა, არაფერი საერთოდ, ანუ აი, ყველა წონას რაც აქამდე ვაკეთებდი ვარჯიშებს, ყველაფერს ავიცი, ბევრ ვარჯიშს მოუმატე კიდევაც, იმაზე მეცაც ვაკეთებ რა. და ვთვლი რომ ამ წონაში პირიქით ძალიან კომფორტულად ვარ რა, ანუ ვარჯიშებს მეტად გრძნობ, კუნთებს მეტად გრძნობ და ანუ ეს ძალიან მომატებული წონა რო არ მაქვს, ბევრად კომფორტულად ვარ რა და ძალას საერთოდ არ დამყლებია რა. ანუ მართლა ბევრი ვარჯიში იმაზე მძიმეს ვაკეთებ, ვიდრე ვაკეთებდი რა.
Actually, he did not regress his strength-wise. Vice versa, he meant that he actually feels very comfortable, much more comfortable at this weight, and he feels his muscles during the workout progressing, and he is even going heavier weights right now, and he even has a progress.
He feels healthier.
Strength. He feels definitely healthy. He said that I feel way better when I don't try to push my body to have some extra weight. So he feels much healthier and stronger. That's what he said.
And
he said that thanks for the good advice of giving him that to drop the weight. He thinks that was a good advice.
Why you say that now? Paul is gonna hate me.
I'm not running away from anybody.
Yeah, just joking. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So, Paul, what is there any concern about Irakli?
Of course.
Do you think this match for me is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting because you hook John, you hook Rambat. I mean, anyone that you pulled, I mean, of course, some of those athletes were hook pullers anyways, but like in your category, I mean, like we know that Rambat is like, he can pull outside very well and John can do that very well. And when you hook John, of course, John was coming back, but I don't think that you were anywhere near where you are right now. It was just like a long time ago. You are like now internationally very high level experienced puller, You won East versus West title, and it was just like very close match with Sasha. It could go either way. And so your hooking ability, because of your explosiveness, is like you don't only just hook, but you also hit sideways. Incredible. And it is very, very hard to hook Irakli. Like he I think Rustam did 2 times, but he was unable Rustam hooking him 3 times. So, and he pulled against Marcio, he pulled against Krasimir, and it is very hard to hook him. So this match is very, very interesting. Your hooking ability, of course, mixed with side pressure, and his, top roll ability. So how do you see this match, Paul?
It's a huge test for me. Stylistically, it's definitely the biggest challenge that I faced. Like some people can look at those names, John and Ron and Rustam and everything. But Irakli is the toughest stylistic challenge, and it's new territory for me, at the international level. His back pressure and hand and wrist are insane, clearly. So it'll be a huge barometer for me, understanding my ability and my ability to prepare and my ability to impose myself or have to pull reactively. So I'm looking forward to it, mainly from the perspective of testing myself. But I have the utmost respect for Irakli. I mean, between him and Angarbayev, who out there are better as far as being a pure top roller. He's the best at what he does.
Is there, I know you wouldn't want to share your game plan, but in backside of your mind somewhere, that there may be any something plan B?
Yeah, I mean, I can't, I'm the type of person that sometimes the best approach is to do the same thing, only harder, the Travis approach. Mm-hmm. But me personally, it's kind of hard for me to go if I lose one way or feel like I lost that way from with a big margin. I feel like I have to have a plan B. So I have to have an outside option. There has to be. So, my focus has been balanced in the preparation for this match. Just because if I lose, I don't want it to be the same way twice.
Mm-hmm. Roman, can you explain the same thing to Irakli? Maybe you translate what I said, what Paul said, and then you can ask him how he sees this match, Irakli.
Sure. ირა, ესე იგი პაულს კითხა თავის შეფასებაზე აი ამ თქვენი მატჩის შესახებ, ანუ რას ფიქრობო და პაულმა ხაზი გაუსვა, რომ ირაკლის მსგავსი მეტოქე ჯერ არ ყოლიაო, სტილისტურად ძალიან ძლიერი არისო, აი მისი უკან წევა და ზედაგადაწევის სტილი ძალიან ძლიერი არისო, მაგაზე ორი აზრი არ არისო და ჩემთვის კარგი გამოცდილება იქნებაო და ასე ვთქვათ ძალის საზომი იქნებაო ეს მატჩიო, რომ ამის შემდეგო მეწოდინებაო ვთქვათ სად ვარ სუსტი, სად ვარ ძლიერი, სად შეიძლება რომ უფრო მეტად ჩემთვაზე ვივარჯიშოო და გამომჯობესო რა, ანუ წაგება-მოგების მიუხედავად. ხო და ამას გაუსვა პოლმა ძირითადად ხაზი, რომ ძალიან აფასებს ამ მატჩს და არაჩვეულებრივი შესაძლებლობა აქვს, რომ ყოველთვის ასეთ ელიტას როცა ხვდება, ამის შემდეგ რაღაცას ყოველთვის სწავლობს და შენი ეს მატჩი, იმიტომ რომ შენ ასეთი განსხვავებული ხარ, ძალიან ბევრს შესძენს მას რა, წაგება-მოგების მიუხედავად. და ანალოგიური კითხვით მოგმართა ახლა შენც, რომ ანუ შენ როგორ აფასებ თქვენ ორის მატჩს ახლა?
რა თქმა ის ამ წონაში როდესაც გადავედი, როდესაც აი ბოლო მატჩი დადიკენ რომ წავაგე, მაშინაც ვუთხარი მე ეს რა 95-ში ჩამოვდივარ თქო რა აღარ უნდა ესეთ მეტ წონებით 95-ში, მაშინაც ვუთხარ რომ პაულს შემახვედრე მეთქი, მეც მაინტერესებდა, ჩემსაც ძალიან საინტერესო მატჩია, ხალხშიც ძალიან დიდი ინტერესი გამოიწვია, საინტერესო მატჩიაო, ზოგადად რაც შეეხება სტილს, როგორც წევს ახლა პაული ჩემთვის, მე ვთვლი რომ ზოგადად მაგ სტილის ხელისგანაწევები მაწყობს ზოგადად რა, ასე რომ ვთქვა, რომ აქ ვინ შედის უკში ყოველთვის რაღაცა პლუს პოულობ მაგ დროს რა ჩემ თავში და რა შევხედოთ ახლა ძალიან საინტერესო მატჩია ჩემთვისაც და ნახოთ რა იქნება რა, ახლა წინასწარ ვერც მე ვერაფერს ვერ ვიტყვი და ვერც პაული ვერაფერს ვერ იტყვის რა.
So again, he remarked multiple times that he mentioned to you that Paul was the name that he would love to pull And also he underlined the weight category changing announcement that he said that after the Dadikian match, he also wanted to go willingly down. So these two factors coincided, and that's why we have this match, one of his mostly anticipated match, him versus Paul. He said that Paul is very interesting matchup, but he also said that stylistically it's good for him. Like he feels comfortable pulling against hook pullers. I think we could understand why he meant that he finds some always something that he can just like take as an advantage of, during the against hook pullers. So, but he also said that anything is possible. He doesn't exclude the fact that Paul may surprise him, and he said that we neither of us can say what will happen for sure, and he thinks that this is very interesting matchup.
And can he compare? Can he compare Paul with Rustam? Like, I'm not saying which one is better or something. What is the difference? What is the similarity? Is there anything like that?
Okay. თუ როშია და რო ეხავ შენი წინა მეტოქე რუსტამი და პაულიო, ანუ რამე მსგავსებას თუ პოულობ განსხვავებას, აი უბრალოდ როშია და რო რა.
ანუ განსხვავება უფრო არის ახლა ამ ორ სტილში. მე უფრო ვთვლი რომ ანუ ჰუკში შესვლაში, რა ვიცი 95-ში დღესდღეობით მაინც რუსტამი მგონია რომ მაინც ყველაზე ძლიერი მაჯით ეგაა და მსგავსება არაფერი ისეთი რა, ახლა ანუ ორივე ჰუკში ესეთი მსგავსება ეგაა, თორე სხვა ისეთი მსგავსებას ვერაფერს ვერ ვხედავ.
და განსხვავებაც თუ გინდა რომ თქვა ბარი და ვიტყვეთია.
არაფერი, აი განსხვავება რა ვიცი რა თქვა, სხვადასხვა კონკურენტია, სხვა განსხვავება არაფერი მოხდება.
So again, I once we asked, maybe he wanted to add something extra because he did not say much. He said that Rustam, he still thinks that Rustam is at this weight category most capable of hooking arm wrestler. He also mentioned it back in when it was last match. He said that he was pulling the number one in his mind at this weight category. So he said that they are both similar, but like Rustam, he thinks that Rustam is bit more capable at hooking. And then I asked maybe there's some difference, and he could not say anything specific in difference-wise. So roughly, he measures them roughly the same. That's why, I wanted to get some more and more, but he did not say much. Roughly the same.
I mean, in my opinion, Paul is more explosive. I know Rustam is very explosive, but I think Paul is a little bit more explosive. But just my opinion.
I could also tell Irakli, maybe he has something to say. Ira, ჩემი აზრითო, გაიგო რაც თქვი და პროსტა თქვა, რომ პოლი უფრო სწრაფია, უფრო ფეთქებადია რა.
სწრაფი ბევრად სწრაფია და უფრო რაღაცა მოტივირებული და ისეთი გამოდის პოლს მარტო რა.
He said, much faster and also motivated. He seems all the time like very motivated arm wrestler to come out and prove something at the table. So
very hungry,
motivated.
Hungry. Rustam is not hungry. Rustam won tons of titles. Paul won it, but he wants more. He wants more. And Paul, how do you see Irakli like compared to the other top rollers? Like, how do you see? Did you talk with Marcio? Did he have any, or with John, or?
So
even with Tata Shings, all your teammates, he pulled Tata Shings, he pulled Marcio, he pulled John. So three of the Americans he pulled against.
Yeah, that's not by chance. That's planned, So I picked everyone's brain. I think I learned a little bit from each. Now whether I can apply what some of those guys do or what they think is yet to be determined. But as far as like what I think I've learned in my preparation for this one, I don't think I've rewatched the same matches over and over as many times as I have with this one. And I usually watch a lot of film. This has been borderline obsession, especially it's because to me, this is absolutely the biggest test that I've had. It's one thing pulling a hooker who wants to go there and me being okay going there, maybe getting there first. It's another thing forcing a hook against what I believe is probably the best top roller at 95 for sure. He moving into 95, there's really no other top roller names that jump out to me. Now 105, obviously, you know, there's Agrabayev and Dadi Khan, you know, but now at 95, I don't think that.
Hey, whenever you say top rollers, like top roll versus top roll is different thing.
Mhm.
Top roll versus hook is a different thing. He may still be right there for
right,
105 kilo against the hook pullers.
right. He may be
Yeah.
the best top roller against hookers.
Hook pull, maybe, yeah. He may be, yeah. He's very effective because we don't see him getting hooked, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the Sasho match, you know, to me is possibly.
He was 90 kilo and he was still young. Of course, we cannot take anything. Sasho won. He was the man. But now Irakli is, when he pulls Sasho was prime already.
Right, but
Irakli is still progressing, in my opinion, because Irakli is younger than Sasho, I think.
From a technical standpoint, though, I mean, rewatching that match over and over, Sasho never got to a comfortable hook position in any of the rounds that he won. It was like total commitment to it, flat wristed, you know.
But that's how Sasho is. Sasho just puts here and then side pressure. He doesn't really hook.
Yeah. So to me, that one was very interesting. That you know, even for the duration of the match, he wasn't able to really get any wrist flexion at all. And I know he's jamming sideways and everything.
Yeah.
That's the match I find myself watching over and over.
Yeah, as a top roller, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I flatten somebody's wrist, he shouldn't be able to apply that pressure. But for Sasha, he just puts here. You think that he is just like he cannot do anything. He goes like,
and then he slams down.
Yeah, he can still hit, you know. Yeah, but you know, Sasha looks like has good endurance. In the John match, if you realize last round he even went outside. He did the same thing to Irakli. Last round he went outside. He did the same thing to Rob Visions. He beat him this way, and then he beat him outside. So what I just say that the guy is very good endurance. So I think that I don't know who is gonna win this match, but for Sasha match, either you need to be much more explosive so there will never be an endurance game, or you really need to work a little bit more on endurance. And how do you see Irakli? How does Irakli see his own endurance, like compared to Paul?
ირა, შენ გამძლეობა რო შედარო პოლისას, როგორ ფიქრობ, შენ უფრო მეტი გამძლე ხარ მატჩის დროს? ანუ გამძლეობაზე რომ იდგე საქმე, რომელი მოიგებთ?
არ ვიცი მართლა. რა ვიცი, ზოგადად გამძლეობაზე მქონდა ხოლმე პრობლემა, როდესაც მაღალი წონა ვიყავი. ეხლა არ მაქვს უკვე გამძლეობაზე პრობლემა, ანუ ვიმუშავე კიდევაც, ანუ ეხლა დარბაზი როდესაც შევიცვალე, აი რუსტამისთვისაც რომ ემზდებოდი, მაშინაც არიან ეხლა ჩემზე სუსტები, ნუ დაბალი პატარა წლოვანების ბიჭები არიან, მაგრამ დავაყენებ ხოლმე 6-7 ბიჭს ერთად. ანუ ერთს მოვგება 2-3 და ეს 1-20 წუთის განმავლობაში არ ვჭირდები რა. და გამძლეობაზე მუშაობ მაგით რა და თან ახლა წონა როდესაც დავიკელი, როდესაც აი 97-98 კილოს საერთოდ არ ვიღლები რა. ანუ აი დაღლა არ მაქვს ის და როდესაც 100 კილოზე მეტი ვიყავი, ყოველთვის ერთი მატჩის მერე უკვე მეღლებოდა ხელი.
He's not quite sure to say I'm the better, more endurable, endurance-wise, better arm wrestler than Paul. He could not say for sure, but he said that since he dropped his weight and also he changed his gym where he's training now, he's training with the multiple, even though lower weight guys, but multiple of them, like 6-7 of them, and constantly he's trying to improve his endurance, and he feels he's better and more endurable than he was back in when he was heavier. And he said that like when I was 105, basically after first round, I felt like I was already exhausting, and now I have none of those feelings when I'm training. That's what he said. So he feels now he's more endurable, but he could not say that he's better than Paul. he's not sure.
Sprite says Sasha can be 95 and 85 kg champion at the same time. He will do it. Guys, there is a small mistake. When you watch John Brzezinski versus Sasha match, on the card, it was written, I don't know how, Sasha was 88 kilo. But Sasha weighed exactly 95 kilo against John. He had just a sport pants and no shoes, as far as I remember. And he was exactly 95 kilo. So if you think he was 88 kilo, he was not. Can you ask Irakli, what if Paul hooks him? Can he fight? Is he prepared for anything, outside of the main plan? Because
outside of Iraqi's comfort zone.
I remember that East versus West 2, Prudnik and they pull inside. It was still like tough match. I remember him, Irakli, doing some training in hook, and he was strong. And so, but in the competition, I didn't see that. Like whenever Rustam hooked him, Rustam didn't have much problem, and he did not do the transition to hook. He just lost. So how is he right now? Does he have any plan B, or if he gets hooked, he's gonna lose? Or
I will ask him. Irakli, ხაზი გაუსვა რამოდენიმე ფაქტორს. მთავარი კითხვა არის, რომ აი თქვათ მოხდა რომ ისე რომ ჰუკში შეგიყვანა რა პორმა. აი როგორ ფიქრობ, როგორ განვითარდება მატჩიო და სანამ ეხა უპასუხებ, პარემ გეტყვი, რომ ახსენა შენი და ბრუნიკის გადაწევა, აი რომელიღაცა ის versus West-ის აღწეული იყო. და მახსოვს რომ მაშინ ავი კომფორტულად გრძნობდა თავსო ჰუკშიო, თუმცა ბაბაევის წინააღმდეგ რამდენადაც შევამჩნიეო და არ აძალებდაო თავსო თითქოს და აი უკვე ის რომ ჰუკში თუ შეიყვანდა ეს ანებებდა თავსო და ეხლა პოლთან მიმართებაში როგორ იქნებაო თუ მოხდაო რომ ჰუკში წავაბრძოლა.
ანუ ზოგადად ეგ გათვლა ერთი არის, ანუ რუსტამთან გათვლაც მქონდა რომ თუ ჰუკში შემიყვანდა და სიტყვაზე იქნებოდა ის პირველი მატჩი ან მეორე მატჩი რომელიც საერთოდ არ იქნებოდა გადამწყვეტი. ანუ თავს არ დავიღლიდი და მაგიტომ ანუ აღარც დავატანე ძალა, გავატანე ხელი. ისე ძალიან მარტივად შემიძლია ჰუკში შესვლა, ბრძოლა, ვარჯიშებზე ყოველთვის ვიბრძვი ახლა, ანუ ძალიან ბევრ ჰუკში, ანუ ვინც არიან ჩვენთან გამოდიან იმას შეჯიბრებს და ბევრთან ჰუკში ჩოლობ შევდივარ და უგებ კიდევაც, ანუ შემიძლია გადაწევა. მარტივად უბრალოდ რაც ერთგვარი გათვლა მაქვს ხოლმე რომ არ ვარ მაგ სტილის მწეველი. ანუ მაგ სტილში რომ არ წო ხელს რა. ვცდილობ რომ ნაკლებად არ დავიღალო, თორე შეძლებით შემიძლია. თუ გინდა 5-მდე გადავწიოთ და შევალ მე. თუ ასე წარივართ მატჩში რა. ან ის მიგებ და 3-0-ს ან მე უგებდი 3-0-ს 5-მდე თუ გავაგზავნებ, შევალ არ მაქვს პრობლემა.
So again, the fact that he did not continue fighting against Rustam in hook was basically his strategic move. He had such a mindset prior to the match that if Rustam manages to hook me at some point, force me in hook, since that's not my prime major movement, I will not exhaust myself. I will let it slide if it's not decisive round. If it's decisive round, then I will go all in.
Okay.
And he said that during the practice, he did not mention any specific Georgian athlete names, but he said that against hook pullers, I pull all the time during practice. I have no problem. Well, I mean, he meant that he is comfortable as well, but since he's not the prime hook puller, primary, his weapon, we know what it's outside. So he said that he just doesn't want to exhaust himself fighting in the position that he doesn't feel as comfortable as he does when it goes outside. So
he entered for the Rustam. So does it apply the same for Paul?
და ანუ პოლმა თუ შეგიყვანაო, ესე იგიო თუ გადამწყვეტი მატჩი არ იქნებაო, პოლთანაც ეგრე გაუშვებო, ხო? ხელსო თუ
შევხედავ როგორ იქნება. არ ვიცი.
No, he said we will see and prior to that I did not finish my thoughts was that he said if I beat Paul 3-0 up to 5 rounds we can go all in hook, no problem. He said, yeah. Like last 2 rounds
except the title matches. It is like a best of 5. The one who comes to 3 and then it's finishing.
ანუ ეს რახან სატიტულო მატჩი არ არისო 3-0-ზე თუ ახალო დაამთავრებო რა.
Yeah, and
he
then
knows that he just joked. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Paul, what do you think about all this? David Araburi is writing you. He's asking you, where do you think that you have your chance against Irakli? It is very, very hard to ask a question regarding your match because you are so humble. Even if you believe you can do something, you say like, okay, I will do my best and we will see. So, but he's asking you. He's saying that, like, where do you see your chance against Irakli? I think it's obvious that if you fast hook him and drag him, but you would know better.
Yeah, I replied to David in the comments. I said I'm happily the underdog. If I'm handicapping this match from the known quantities, if I'm the Vegas odds makers and I'm setting the odds, I'm putting me as the underdog. Unknown quantity against top rollers, the different things, recently, and where Irakli has been with title contention in 105. If I'm looking at that, I'm making myself the underdog, right? But at the end of the day, I'm happy being that corner dog. The corner dog fights harder, and I'd rather be chasing than being chased.
I mean, I kind of feel that, like, every time you say you are underdog, you are just giving all the pressure away. You sound like humble. Yeah, you are humble, but you are just taking all the pressure away and putting on your opponent. And I kind of think that it's a very smart strategy.
I mean, I apply my own pressure to myself.
Oh yeah.
I try not to dig into the outside pressures. Those pressures are weighing on me at all times. I have goals and things that I want to prove, not just to everybody else, but mainly to myself. So those pressures are there at all times when I'm trying to sleep at night. Things are and arm wrestling's in my head.
I am 100% sure that you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and you are like, I don't need anymore.
Yeah, but I try to take it one step at a time. And I said it to you, Engin, I will not bring a version of myself to Istanbul that is lesser than the one that was there prior. I won't do that. So I can't guarantee outcomes or how I'm going to perform on a day. But what I can guarantee is that I'll be a better version than the last time I was there.
Yeah, that's good. That's great professionalism. Pork Chop says, forcing a hook on Irakli is a tough task. The way Tozilla won in the straps and as of his late matches is a good example on how to beat that top roll. He says, in my opinion, yeah. I mean, the example is there. I see Superman going on the skyscraper and then jumps down and boom, and then he walks away. And then if I try to do the same thing, I will probably die. So there must be something
good hit, Engin.
Todd Hutchings is a very special human being.
Yeah.
And he puts a lot of information out there that people can follow, but I've come to the conclusion that genetically some of us are not the same. And Todd is one of those genetic anomalies. But speaking of Pork Chop, he looks like he's recovering amazing. Did you see him practice pulling with Devon? He was pulling in the same fashion as Todd and looking really, really tough side pressure wise.
Yeah.
He looks like he's
weird guy, very, very strong guy here. And yeah, let's see how he will be doing against David Tadikan. So let's talk about the upcoming events. Other matches, I mean. And let's see. Okay, let's start with Aydarkhan versus Wala. Irakli. Aydarkhan, you know Aydarkhan, very explosive, and Wala is very strong here. Super top rollers. Who is winning? Irakli.
ძალიან თუ ვალა ჯერ ვიცი რა წააგებს ვალა მაგრამ თუ ერთი მოგებს აიდარხან ეგ მოგებს სისტრაფით ვალა შედარებით ძალიან ნელია და ის ძალიან სწრაფი ერთი ეგ აქვს თორე ძალისმიერად ვალა ძალიან მაგარ ძალაზე მეც მოვკიდე ხელი მეც ვივარჩე ვალასთან ერთად და ძალიან ძლიერია რა. მე უფრო ანუ 80% მგონია რომ ვალა მოუგებს.
He's saying that like 80% Vala is the favorite. He thinks that he will beat Nurdalet, but the only lane that he thinks that Nurdalet has a chance is by his explosiveness. He said that Nurdalet is very fast compared to Vala, so that's like Vala's disadvantage. But strength-wise, Vala he trained with Vala Irakli himself, and he said that he will beat him if it comes to the strength. But the speed
but
is
the match
issue.
is not always like you don't win always with pure
Strength.
power.
Yeah.
Something. So his chance with explosiveness is only 20%. He says.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Okay. And do you know this gentleman, Paul?
Yeah. I got to meet.
Wala is the one that you remember. He gave good match to David Samusha.
Yeah.
And he beat him round 1, and then they had a war, and then he got exhausted. Usually, how people get exhausted. And Aydarhan is the one that beat Mindaugas in 75 kilo world title match, but he cannot lose the weight anymore. So he's trying now 85 kilo. I was thinking to give him the direct title match against David, but I choose to do this one, instead.
Yeah, I like the match. I thought Walla pulled David very well. I was very impressed. And, I remember the Nurdalet match as well with Mindaugas, and which I also thought was very impressive. But I don't root against Georgians unless they're pulling Americans, so I'm backing Walla.
Thank you, mate. Yeah.
So you think Walla is gonna win?
I do. I think his outside is just a little too much. I think he's gonna have a ton of back pressure and be able to nullify some speed.
Yeah. Marcio Barboza, Oleg Petrenko, Irakli.
ჩემს ძალიან საინტერესო მატჩია, მაგრამ უფრო ანუ სადღაც 55-50-ზე იმას პეტრენკოს გამარჯვებით რა.
So slight favorite like 55-45. Petrenko is the favorite in Irakli's opinion. Very interesting match, but slightly edge to Petrenko.
And
I genuinely think that Marcio has enough versatility in this match, and a lot of Marcio's ups and downs are based off of his work schedule and his ability to train and injuries. And after talking to him and pulling with him, I think he has options to win this match. We know Petrenko can pull in several different styles as well, but I think Marcio's taking this serious, and this is a big kind of a comeback match for him, and a statement match. And I genuinely believe whether Petrenko's the favorite or not, I think Marcio wins this.
So Marcio is gonna win.
I believe so.
And Irakli said that
Petrenko
is gonna win.
Yeah, 55-45%.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Aymeric versus Robbie Toppy. Are you familiar with these guys?
ეს ფრანგი ვიცი ვინცა და ის მეორე არ ვიცი ვინა.
რობი არის ვინა?
რეგ რომელია ბიჭო, არ მახსოვს. ამერიკელია?
ხო, მაგრამ ზუსტად არც მე არ ვიცი. And he finds it hard time to remember Robbie Toppy.
Okay. And you know Paul?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry about those people. They are just coming here for just to take attention. Just ignore them, my friend. The one match that I organize is just I can organize 150 matches, only with one match budget, You tell me, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pseudo familiar with Aymeric, explosive outside puller. Has a ton of longevity. Robbie Toppy has for a long time been either in the top 3 super heavyweights left arm in the country, and now he's traveled down in weight a little bit. He's been, even though he's not social media active, but he's always pulling, he's always training. He pops up, with some huge wins. He had that huge win over Cody Merritt a couple years back, and then he won the East versus West qualifiers. I would, based on like if I'm making odds, on what's known and what's not known, you got to kind of make Merritt the favorite. But don't be surprised if Robbie shows up in his best form ever at this lighter weight. I know he's taking it super serious. I've been talking to him. Obviously, I'll be supporting him, but he gets that blessing of probably being the underdog as well.
Okay, that's good. And this one, I only want the name of the winner.
Okay.
Not any detail. Irakli, who is winning? Irakli or Paul?
50-50.
50-50. Ask him, does he believe, or he is being now like, humble or politic, just like
politically correct. I will ask him. ნამდვილად გჯერავს ეხლა რასაც ამბობ, თუ ცდილობ რომ ასე თქვა პოლიტიკური პასუხი გავქცევო, რომ არავის აწვენინო.
არ მიყვარს მე წინასწარ ლაპარაკი, ყველაფერი გამოჩნდება უკვე შეჯიბრის დროს.
He doesn't like to talk about his upcoming matches in advance too much about them, so that if it appears completely wrong, then he doesn't want to embarrass himself. So he's just saying that table will show the match. We will see.
Okay, I don't think the Paul is gonna say he's gonna win either. Yeah.
That's why I like the Georgians. 50-50.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll know 10 minutes after it's over.
Okay. Matt Mask versus Wagner. Right arm.
Wagner მოუგებს.
Wagner takes the win.
დიდი უპირატესობა.
Big advantage.
Big advantage. But Wagner's right arm is not as good as his left. Does he know this?
ხო, მაგრამ Wagner-ის მარჯვენა ხელი ეგეთი ძლიერი არ არისო, როგორც მისი მარცხენაო და მაინც ფიქრობ, რომ ეგეთი უპირატესობა იქნება.
რა ვიცი, მას ყველა მოუგდა ეხლა რა ის იქნება Wagner-ი გამონაკლის.
So he's saying that everybody beat Mask, so why would Wagner lose? He said this way.
What's that?
He said that everybody has beaten Matt Mask at the East versus West, he means, so why would Wagner lose? That's what he said.
Okay, so he thinks that Matt Mask will forever lose the match at the East versus West. Okay.
Could be. I don't know.
And Paul, how do you see this match?
The only person that's guaranteed to lose anything in this is you losing a table.
Table, right?
The table's losing, and you're losing one of your tables.
I'm telling you, we need extra table, man. We have to bring extra table.
ჩვენი მატჩის მერე იყოს თქო რა, რომ მაგიდა დამტროულ მაგიდაზე არ გვინდა ჩვენ.
Engin Irakli asks you to set Matt Mask versus Wagner after Paul and Irakli are done, because he needs a guarantee the table will be there.
This is the second time. To pull the match after the event.
ცალკე მაგიდას გავაკეთებდი, მაგათი შეხვედრისთვის თქო.
If I were you, Engin, that's what Irakli is saying, I would just exclusively order specific table, like for those two, and that's it.
So they can break as they want, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
not to touch the other matches,
What did you say, Paul?
What you have to have a special made table where all the joints are welded. It's set just for right arm. The pads, the pin lines, everything is welded in place.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not joking, seriously. After what Wagner did last time to the table, so I'm really thinking that I'm not joking. I will have extra table, like probably one more extra or two more extra, like official table, not the like warm up table. Yeah.
As far as the actual match, Engin, I do think Matt Mask is winning. I think Matt is on a good trajectory right now, and I think stylistically, especially with this being Wagner's off arm, I think Matt's going to be able to secure an outside move and potentially finish quickly.
Yeah. And Zurab versus Artem Tainov, Irakli.
საინტერესო მატჩია. ჩემთვის ნამდვილად, რა ვიცი რა. უფრო 50-50 მგონია, ვერ ვიტყვი ესე რა. რა თქმა უნდა, ზურას ვემხრობი, ზურას გულშემატკივრობ, მაგრამ საინტერესო მატჩია 50-50.
He's siding obviously with Zurab. He's cheering for Zurab, but he would say 50-50 because Tainov is also really good arm wrestler. He has seen, and he finds this very interesting, good matchup. So 50-50, he said, but he would obviously cheer for Zurab.
I don't remember which one was it. Maybe it was Rino and Matushenko, I think, where both they said Zurab is gonna win. And no, did I host them? No, I didn't host them, right? Did I host them already?
No.
No.
And Tainov, no.
No. Ivan and Rino. Did I host them? I'm just doing too many shows.
I don't recall.
Yeah. Paul, how do you see this one?
Well, I love Zverev. I think with the right arm injury and the focus on the, I think that we're probably going to see his best left arm yet. So, when I look at those factors, I just don't think Zverev is coming to lose. I think he's coming to make a statement.
I mean, I see that Zurab is now very, very hungry.
Yes.
Because he broke his right arm.
Yeah.
And now he wants to pull. He's just like he wants to do something, and then I think he's gonna give his all,
Well, he's got that champion mindset. When something bad happened to Zverev, he breaks his arm, all that course of bad actions and everything, things that happen. He responded so positively, all of his social media posts, and he never stopped training, all of that was being split right and left is now going into that left, and for that reason, I think he's winning.
Yeah. Roman, you send in super chat, concrete table.
Concrete table. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy, thank you guys. Thank you. These fans are incredible. They are. It was Prudnik versus Alijan. Yeah, you're right. Prudnik versus Alijan. They both said that the Zurab was gonna win. And yeah, that's interesting. And this is a title match, which is probably Zurab's dream to go there and put the belt on him. Because the guy really loves arm wrestling. And the next one, Oleg Zok versus Tutberidze. Irakli, what do you know about Tutberidze?
Tutberidze, right.
No, მეც ესე როგორც შენც ისე მე ვიცი ეგინ, მეც მხოლოდ სოფლიო და ევროპაზე ვუყურე, სხვა ქალაქში ცხოვრობს და არ მქონია არასდროს მაგმისთან შეხება, მაგრამ ხედავ რომ ძალიან მაგრად ვითარდება. ევროპიდან სოფლიომდე უკვე ძალიან განვითარებული იყო და ეხლა კიდე ამ მატჩისთვის კიდე უფრო ბევრად განვითარებული იქნება, ვიცი რა. რომ სხვა ისეთი არაფერი შეხება არ მქონია, არც მივარჯიშია, არც მაგიდასთან დამდგარ მაგმისთან და არ მქონია შეხება.
Engin, he knows Tutberidze as much as you do, because he also lives in a different city and they have never met each other. But from the videos of his performance at WAFs and Europe Championships, he watches him dynamically, and he thinks that he has progressed a lot, and he thinks that he would do a good matchup against Oleg.
But he doesn't say who's gonna win.
მოიგებსო, ანუ ვინ მოიგებსო, მაინც რო გითხრაბულო.
55-50-ზე მაინც ჯოხის.
He thinks that Joch is slight favorite, like 55 maybe % is Joch favorite in this case, because of the lack of information we have about.
Paul, do you know? You don't know Tutberidze, right?
No, not much, but I know Oleg. And to make Oleg an underdog is tough to do.
So you are saying that it is hard to say Oleg is underdog in his own weight category.
Yeah, it's just he's one of those guys that like you don't want to bet. You don't bet against, especially at his own weight category. But I don't know enough. It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And Daniel Prokopchuk versus Mindaugas Tarasaitis.
ძალიან რთული ისაა თქო უთხარი ენგის ახლა შეურით თქო რა საერთოდ შეხვედრები გაქვს თქო პასუხის გაცემა ძალიან გვიჭირს
Irakli finds it very tough to actually answer all those matchup predictions because Engin, you pick it very close this time, like super close, 50-50. He's constantly saying that, so he thinks it's tough to call who would win between Daniel and Mindaugas. So 50-50.
So he says 50-50. Okay.
Yeah.
And Paul?
I think this match is going to be insane. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think the build-up's going to be entertaining. Like I like both of these guys personally, and for like polar opposite reasons. Mindaugas has obviously mastered the sport of arm wrestling, so you can't count him out. But I think there's definitely I think a level of a strength gap with Daniel and Mindaugas. So I think it's going to come down to Mindaugas' technique. He's so good pulling defensively. I think I would give Daniel a slight favorite, but very, very slight, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way.
So you are saying that slightly Daniel is favorite?
Slightly, and that's only based off of sheer strength. And there's a huge possibility that Mindaugas can find a hole in that armor.
Okay. Irakli, you remember Vladimir Mayrov?
Mayrov also, Vladimir Mayrov.
Yes.
And he likes to go inside, and David going inside. Do you think it will be a good match?
Just pick-up. ხო იცი რომ ორივე ხაში გიბრძოლებენო და
რა თქმა უნდა, ძლიერი ბიჭია. მე მაგ ბიჭს შევხვდი 2018 წელს, 2018 წელს შევხვდი მე მაგ ბიჭს ევროპის ჩემპიონატზე, სადაც მე მოვუხე მაშინ. მე მოლდოვაში შევხვდით, სადაც იმან მომიგო მე ოღონდ მარცხენა ხელში რა. მარჯვენაში აღარ შევხვდით, მაგრამ ძალიან მაგარ ფორმაში იყო დიმიტროვს და ბოჟდიას და იმათ ყველას მაგრად მოუგო. ძალიან ძლიერი ბიჭია, ხა დავითი ვიცით რომ ფავორიტია. უკვე დაამტკიცა 6 მატჩია, უკვე ზედზედ რომ ამტკიცებს და საინტერესოა რა, ძალიან საინტერესო შეხვედრა იქნება. ვიცი რომ ძალიან ძლიერი ბიჭია, ის ფუქშილი ძალიან ძლიერია.
Irakli reminisced about his past experience of pulling with Mayrov, and he said that European Championship 2018 they pulled and he managed to beat Vladimir, but then in Moldova they pulled only left hand and Vladimir took the victory. And he said that he beat then many guys, tough guys such as he said Božidar. He said also Plamen Dimitrov, yeah. So those names. So Vladimir Mayrov is really tough guy, but also Samushia is 6 times already a champion. He proved himself, and he said that this match will be really war inside.
It will be a tough match, but David is gonna win, he thinks.
ანუ თული ბრძოლა იქნება, თუმცა მაინც ალბათ დავით მოიგებს, ხო?
Yes.
Yeah. It won't be easy, tough match, but he thinks David will.
Okay. Paul, you don't know Vladimir Mayrov?
Not a ton.
Yeah.
I know.
I kind of think that I'm not saying he will win, but I kind of think that you will be surprised with his performance. I think it will be one of the toughest, maybe the toughest match of Samusha, just my opinion. And this guy is just making a comeback. He just competed, I think, Swiss Open early November. And I heard that in the overall, they say he beat Sandris, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a huge one. Wow.
I mean, this is what I heard. Yeah. And so, okay, let's go to, since you don't know the guy, let's go to the Next one. And next one is Ivan Matushenko, Rino Masic, Irakli.
ივან მატუშენკო 62-40 ეთქო.
60 to 40% Ivan is the favorite.
60-40?
60-40 Ivan.
Can you ask him, as a top roller, would he like enjoy pulling against someone like Matushenko? No, just my question. Yeah, opinion.
Yeah, sure.
Because usually we top rollers, like outside pullers, we don't like people like Samush, Ivan Matushenko with the tall forearm and with the explosive, hand speed,
Yeah. Plus, Irakli also said at the beginning of this podcast that he loves going against hook pullers. So, ირა, ესე იგი რა კითხა იცი? აი ისროდი თუ არა იონესნაირი მეტოქე რო შევხვდეო რა შენო. ხოიცი ხე იონე როგორიც არის შენ.
ძალიან მაგარია ხან ყველა ყავს ბიცეპსში შეყვან აბსოლუტურად ყველა ვინც კი მინახია ვიდეოების ეს ჯერმე ბაჯეტში არც ვიყავი საერთოდ კიდე გამოდიოდა მაშინ და ჟოხი ყველა საერთოდ ყველა ყავს ბიცეპსში შეყვანილი და მაინტერესებს დიდი სიამოვნებით შევხვდებოდი მსგავსი სტილის გადანდოს რა ჩემ თავს გამოცდიდი ყოველ შემთხვევაში რა.
He said that he could not remember any athlete, any arm wrestler who pulled against Ivan, and Ivan could not manage to force hook. And he finds it really, really challenging and interesting to someday maybe they meet each other and pull.
Yeah, but he accepts the fact that it would be difficult.
Yeah, for sure. I will re-ask again. Anu itsiro uchuler tuli ikneba gagirdeba how much? Yeah, he finds it really tough call.
Yeah, Rino and Matushenko.
Yeah, getting into the sport late. I'm catching up on Matushenko, all the stuff he's done in the past. But seeing him pull recently and now following him on social media, the guy's just a stud, powerhouse. And I looking at the fast shoulder roll and how he dealt with it with Camille, I think that's going to be a tough lane for Reno. But I do think Reno is a little bit faster. I think he can go inside, outside. I really like Reno. I'm like rooting for him, but I see it similar to what Irakli had. Probably.
You are saying Reno is faster than Camille, or Reno is faster than Ivan?
I think Reno is faster than Camille. I don't know if he can meet Ivan.
What do you think Ivan's speed?
I think he's fast, and I think he's fast and strong in that lane. I think that shoulder roll lane is just going to be shut down. So we'll see if Reno has other options up his sleeve. But I mean, right now, Ivan just looks like he looks scary.
Yeah.
I see him as the favorite. I'm rooting for Reno.
John Burzing versus Krasimir, Irakli.
John, he said. John, he said John. John will win.
John, but he's just giving so short answers. Tell him how he sees the match.
გითხარიო, ცოტა რაღაცა დეტალურად ვეხავ. შენზე და პოლზე ხო არ საუბრობ რომ მარტო სახელი თქვა და.
რა ვიცი ახლა საინტერესო მატჩია. ჯონს ზოგადად არ უჭირს ხოლმე მსგავსი სტილის გადამწევებთან. მეტუმეტეს მაგის მოტეხვა არა რთული იმისთვის. კრასიმის მაგის მოტეხვა, ეხლა უკვე არის მომენტები, როდესაც უკვე უტყდება მატჩი და აი ვფიქრობ, რომ წავა ბრძოლა, მაგრამ მაინც გაიმარჯვებს 105 კილოში უკვე გაიმარჯვებს ჯონი.
He said that John is good at the such a stylistic opponents, such as Krasimir. He also said lately we can see that Krasi's wrist can be taken relatively easy from John. We could predict that, he said. And also because of 105 weight category, not like when John was below, he thinks that John would be victorious.
How do you see that, Paul?
I mean, I just don't bet against John. You know what I mean? As like a principle. So But I do think this one's probably going to be very interesting. Just hearing the rumors of how training between Sasho and Krasi goes and stylistic similarities, I think this could wind up being a really, really good match, regardless of which way it goes. I believe John has the versatility, obviously, to win this match and potentially take Krasi's hand. But then there's always the question about, where is John's health, where is his interest level, things of that nature. But
John will be 105 kilo, unlike his 95 kilo shape against Sasho. Do you think that if John was 105 kilo versus Sasho at his weight, do you think that he could win?
Different match for sure. I don't know if he wins it, but I think he's more in it. I think the weight cut did not suit John because he had such an extreme weight cut in so long. I think it was definitely like, I don't want to sit there and say like, hey, if John didn't have to do that cut, he would have won the match, because that's detracting from Sasha's success. But I do think it would have been it would have definitely been a variable. So I got to believe that that's a positive for John coming into this match as well. He'll come in healthy and eating and not on keto for a month. He might not have the abs, but he'll probably be healthier.
Very, very shortly, Roman. As a top roller, Irakli, like stylistically, which one he thinks more dangerous, Sasha or Krasimir?
Ira.
For a top roller.
შენ ახლა როგორც ტოპ როლერიო რა, ანუ ზედაგადამწევი, რომელი უფრო რთული მეტოქი არისო, ძლიერიო, Sasho თუ Krasiო?
Sasho, იმიტომ რომ Sasho-ს უფრო ძლიერი მაჯა აქვს ბევრად. და
Sasho's wrist is much stronger. And also arm is also stronger. So he said Sasho is more dangerous.
Okay, let's go to last three matches. Irakli, Alijan Muradov versus Evgeny Prudnik.
ჩემთვის ყველაზე საინტერესო მატჩია ამ შეჯიბრზე.
The most interesting match for Irakli is that one on this card, he said. Yeah.
And a very, very high level match.
Yes.
Yeah. And
ხდება ორი ძალიან ძლიერი სპორტსმენი. პრუდნიკი ძალიან ჭკვიანი, მურატოვი ძალიან სწრაფი და ძლიერი. აი მართლა ისეთი მატჩია, რომ შევაფასებდი 50-50, არ ვიცი მართლა ვინ მოუგებს. იმდენად საინტერესო მატჩი არის, რომ ვერ ვიტყვი წინასწარ, რომ ან ეს მოუგებს, ან ის მოუგებს. ორივე ძალიან ძლიერია და ერთი ძალიან სწრაფი და ძალიან ძლიერია, მეორე ძალიან გამძლე, ძლიერი და ჭკვიანი კიდე. და ნახოთ როგორ წარიმართება. მოუჭული ხუქში წარიმართება და ეხლა ვინც დიდხანს გაუძლებს, ის მოიგებს.
So, like he said, this is very, very interesting match, like the favorite match for him at this competition. He said, we have both very strong, also smart, and also fast arm wrestlers. And he said Prudnik is really, really smart. He can technically pull many ways. Nurdalit is Alijan is very, very fast. Definitely will go in hook, he said. But such a matchup, like he can only say like he has no idea who will win, who will take it. It will be endurance-wise battle in hook. He said 50-50. He can't say for sure a clear winner.
I understand. And you, Paul?
I think this is really close. And again, I like, this is one I'm looking forward to. Prudnik's always so entertaining. My gut kind of makes Alijan a slight favorite, but I'm picking Prudnik to win. I think Prudnik has so much heart. His last left-handed match was just unbelievable. Like one of my favorite matches, one of my favorite highlights of the year. So I'm picking Prudnik, but I have Alijan as a slight favorite.
You are picking Prudnik and Alijan is favorite?
I think on paper Alijan is slight favorite, but I'm picking Prudnik to win.
When you say on paper, according to who? You?
Like if I was just saying like who do I think is the favorite and who do I think will win? Like sometimes I think, you know,
Yeah.
So
I see.
are you saying that you think Alijan is stronger? He's gonna probably win, but you support Prudnik, or
I'm saying that I think based off of Alijan's tools and speed, I think he's the slight favorite, but I actually think that Prudnik will win this match. I think he'll get a stop.
so
I
you, when
think
you say that Alijan on the paper is favorite, you are talking about the general understanding,
yeah,
how it should be.
yeah.
But-
Let's say
Yeah.
the Vegas is making odds for us to bet on.
Yeah.
Alijan would be the slight favorite, but I'm betting on Prudnik.
But interesting, whenever I did the poll on the YouTube, almost 80% said that Prudnik was favorite.
Because
Egin, you know that when you do polls, you do polls, people just pick who they want to win, you know.
Yeah, Prudnik speaks English pretty well. He's funny. He can sing.
Yeah.
Like people are picking him because of that. But I think he's gonna win because of the size of his heart.
Okay, no, what I just tried to say that what you think and what community think is the same, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go to the last two matches, Tad Hutchings versus Dadikian.
ეგეც ძალიან საინტერესო მატჩია, მაგრამ მან უფრო თვლი რომ მოიგებს Todd Hutchings.
Very interesting matchup, he said, but Todd will take the
win. Because he has enough horsepower to stop him.
ანუ გააჩერებს Dadikian so თავისი სტილით და
თავისი სტილით და თუ ჰუკში შევა Dadikiani უფრო მეტად წააგებს მე.
If Dadikian will willingly go to hook, it will be even better for Todd to pull. So yeah, either Todd forces him, stops him, and then a stylist by his own style wins, or if willingly Dadikian goes in hook, it will be even better for Todd. That's what. Yeah.
And he cannot think that Dadikian can flash pin Todd.
და ზემოდან რო გადაუწიოსო, ამას გამორიცხაო?
არ მგონია, რა ვიცი, 90%-ით არ მგონია რომ გადაუწევს ზევიდან.
He says like only like 10% is the chance that Dadikian will top roll him like that. 90% he will not manage. That's what Irakli believes.
So he may top roll but cannot finish.
Yeah, he gives only 10% of chance to happen that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and you, Paul?
I mean, I do think this is potentially Todd's toughest match. I think Dadikian has a very strong hand, and if there's anybody who's going to be able to defeat that pronation a little bit up top, it's probably Dadikian. But I just think Todd's getting better. You know, his back pressure and some of these things that people don't think about when they think about Todd Hutchings. He is improving in those areas. Back pressure and pronation is crazy, and I think he's kind of mastered. He's kind of mastered top roll defense. So yeah, it's similar to what Irakli says. It might be the best lane for Dadikian might be to just dive in a hook with.
I just chat with Ongarbe. Ongarbe wants to pull Todd Hutchings again. Yeah. And I said, what if Dadikian wins this match?
Yep.
And then he wasn't sure if he wants to run after the title or run after the Todd. He was like, let me tell you later. I want to beat Todd, he said. So it looks like, he wishes Todd to win so that the title and revenge can be in the same game,
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the last match. Kurdecha versus Morozov, Irakli, left arm world title.
Ну, ეხლა უფრო მეტად ძლიერი Morozov მგონია, მაგრამ ზოგადად ზედამწეველებთან ფიქრობ, რომ Kurdecha მაინც ცოტა ფავორიტი იქნება უფრო, იმიტომ რომ ძალიან მაღალი ხელი აქვს, მომიკიდებია ხელი და ძალიან უხერხულია მასთან ტოპ როლით, ზევიდან რომ გადაწიო ხელი და რა ვიცი, უფრო ფიქრობ, რომ Kurdecha უფრო რა.
He thinks strength-wise, Morozov may be slightly stronger, but against such an anthropometric, like long leverage guy like Kurdecha, it will be tough for him to pull from outside. For Morozov, it will be tough. He said that he has gripped up with Alex and he knows how awkward it could be for top roller to try to top roll Alex. So that's why he gives the like more chance for Alex to beat him, because how awkward it would be for Morozov to beat him 3 times.
And did Irakli, when you train with Alex, right and left, which arm of the Alex did you feel stronger?
ალექსთან თუ გაქონა ვარჯიშები ორივე ხელზე, რომელი ხელი უფრო ძლიერი აქვსო შენი გამოცდილებით თუ არა?
არც ერთ ხელზე არ მივარჯიშია, ანუ არასოდეს არ მომკიდებია ხელი, ანუ რომ ძალა გამომეყენებინო, სანამ მას გამოეყენებინო სწორად.
He said that like to grip up and pull, they did not pull neither of arms. Like he just knows how awkward the arm is, but they did not try to practice or pull neither arms.
Okay. And so, Paul, how do you see this match?
Man, Irakli basically took all of my words. Like, I like both of these guys, and I agree. I think Morozov might be the stronger human being, but I think a lot of this is going to come down to anatomy and just how large of a human being Kurdecha is and how awkward his style is. I make Kurdecha a slight favorite. But again, I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys back. Seeing Morozov back and healthy, and then now seeing Kurdecha on the East versus West stage is just monumental. These are 2 names that either arm can shake everything up.
I mean, I will tell you something. Anyone that we see on that stage is just like extraordinary human being, you know, like these guys, they just, like, you guys just sit down, talk, you know, yeah, but the things that you guys are capable of doing is just mind-blowing, you know. Just I'm really a fan of each of you, and I really enjoy, and people wanted me to ask you guys 2 more things. The other day I was a guest of the Travis's program, and then Hermes was there, and then it started that way, this way. It just ended up like Travis versus Hermes left arm in April. And wow. I want to ask you, I mean, I'm sure Hermes is gonna be there. And I reminded during the program to Travis, and he said, yeah, he's gonna pull, you know. So how do you guys see if that match happens 4 months later?
You go ahead, Paul, and then I will translate for you.
Okay. I mean, Travis is the big X factor, right? Like, he hasn't been motivated in so long, but we all know his potential and his ceiling, right? If he gets back to anywhere near where he was, let's say within 10% of, you know, his best. I mean, I think when you look at Hermes and how he, you know, dealt with Devon at the table, Travis also brings like another level of that, you know? So like if Travis shows up and he's not training, he's not taking it serious, then obviously Hermes would be the favorite. But if he shows up serious, like with the intention of more matches after this, like I can't bet against Travis, you know? And I think getting that match set, if that match happens, it's so monumental for arm wrestling. If we can spark a little bit of interest in Travis to actually get on the table and train consistently, that's a huge piece of arm wrestling that we're missing. So I'd love to get Travis back. And if it happens,
you know what I will do, Paul? I will pay him for every round that he wins, so that he better bring his ass, you know, in a shape, you know.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah. And Roman, what does Irakli think about this match?
I will also quickly translate what Paul said, and then we will hear his opinion. Ира, ესე იგი ტრევისის და ერმესის მატჩი დაანონსდა EvW11 რა აპრილში და მარცხენა ხელზე რა და ყველამ თქვა რომ თუ ტრევისიო თავის ფორმაში აი ოდნავ მაინც მიუახლოვდებაო თავის ძლიერ ფორმას რაც იყო ერმესო მოუგებსო, მაგრამ ეხაო ერმესთან ასეთ სიტუაციაში არ აქვს შანსიო და შენ რას ფიქრობ?
ნუ ხო, ახლა მეც უნდა მეთქვა წეგან რომ როდესაც არ ვიცი რა ფორმაშია ტრევისი, არ ვიცი რა ნამდვილად და როდესაც თავის პიკში იყო, ვფიქრობ რომ უფრო ფავორიტი იქნებოდა, ანუ ისეთ სტილს გადამწყვეტყოდა და ისეთ ტრაფი იყო რომ ვფიქრობ გაუჭირდებოდა ერმეს მასთან გადაწევა და ეხლა დღეს როგორ ფორმაშია, საერთოდ არ ვიცი. და ან ასე რომ პროგნოზით არ მექნება არაფერი.
Yeah, basically he shares what Paul said, Paul's approach. Like since we have technically no idea how much good form Travis will actually enter the match, he could not, Irakli could not give the prediction, but he said if Travis takes it serious enough to at least get his percentage-wise his best shape, he would take this match and beat Hermes. But right now, if he don't take it serious, then there's no point of pulling Hermes. That's what basically he said. So yeah, it's up to you, Engin. If you motivate Travis enough, then we will have a match.
Yeah.
Okay. Şimdi the last one. Devon versus Levan. Yesterday, Levan was my guest. Whenever I said Irakli, I said Hermes says that the title will be his. Alex and Morozov thinks that they will reach there, and he just tells them that they are free to dream, and the title is not going anywhere. What does Irakli think about this?
ესე იგი გუშინ ლევანი იყო პოდკასტსეო და რამოდენიმეჯერ ვახსენეთო რომ ერმესმა უთქვაო რომ ჩემთან დაბრუნდებაო ეგ კამარიო არ აქვს მნიშვნელობა ლევანი მოიგებს თუ დევონიო მერეო ლევანსო ისიც უთხარიო აი კურდეშაც და მოროზოვიც რო აპირებს რომ დაიპყრონ ასე თქვა ეგ ტიტული და ლევანმა თქვაო რომ ვაცლივ ბავშვებსო რომ იოცნებონო რა და შეიძლება ვფიქრობ დევონის და ლევანის მაჩზე
ლევანის და ლევანის მაჩზე რასაც ვფიქრობ დარწმუნებული ვარ თვითონ დევონის ვერ ფიქრობს რომ რა შეიძლება უყოს იმიტომ ხო და რას ვფიქრობ რაც წინა მატჩზე მოხდა ეგ მოხდება ეხლაც რა დევონი ძალიან მაგარია აღიარება დიდებული სპორტსმენია ანუ აი ვფიქრობ რომ ლევანის გარდა ყველასთან შეუძლია დღესდღეობით გამარჯვება ანუ ყველასთან შეუძლია გადაწიოს ხელი და ყველას შეუძლია მოუღოს მაგრამ აი ლევანისთან კი ნახეთ მარცხენაში რა ლევანის მაჯასტკივა და საერთოდ არ აქვს მაჯა და მაინც უგებდა რა თან ლევანის მარცხენა არც დევონს არ აქვს რამე განსაკუთრებული მარცხენა ლევანისაც არ აქვს დიდი ხანი უკვე ვეღარ ავარჩევს მაჯის პრობლემის გამო და არც ეს მარჯვენაში რომ მაჯის ტრამა აიღო არც მაგის პრობლემა არ იქნება რომ მაგითო მან წააგოს არ რაღაც ვიცი რომ ანუ არ შეექმნება პრობლემა ისევ მოუგებს რა
So I obviously translated what you have told yesterday, Levan, and Levan's reaction to it, and then I asked Irakli's opinion. What do you think about Devon versus Levan? He said, like, what do I think? I mean, even Devon has no idea what to think about that match. He said, and then he said, like, despite of the Levan's injury, he thinks that he will be completely recovered, and Devon will not have a chance to beat him, even though he finds Devon favorite against everybody else but Levan. He said that, like, right now, if you put Devon against anybody, if it's not Levan, Devon will win, he said. But
that's the thing that Irakli, he thinks that Devon has improved since the last match.
ფიქრობ რომ ანუ რო უთხარი რომ ახლა შენ რო ყველას მოუგებსო დევონიო ლევანის გარდაო ფიქრობ რომ ლევანის და მაგორის მატჩის შემდეგო დევონი ცოტა გაძლიერდაო ანუ ბოლოს როცა შეხვდნენ ერთმანეთსო იმ მატჩის მერე თუ ფიქრობ რომ რამე მოიმატაო დევონი
რა ვიცი ახლა ცოტა რთულია ახლა მაგაზე თქმა ახლა არ ვიცი მართლა ახლა იმიტომ რომ იქამდეც ლევანიმდეც მაიკლ შეხვდა და ძალიან მარტივად მოუგო მაიკლ ტოტსაც რა და ასე რომ ვერ ვიტყვით რომ ლევანისთან ფორმაში არისო და დღეს არის მაგარ ფორმაშიო ნუ ეგ ნამდვილად არ ვიცი მაგრამ ფაქტია რომ ძალიან ძლიერია და უკვე ბევრ მატჩში დაამტკიცა ეგ რა და იმას ვერ გაუსმევ ხას რომ ახლა იმის მერე თქვათ ანუ იმიტომ შეიძლება დღეს ლევანის მოუგოს რომ ძალიან გაძლიერდა არ ვიცი მაგას ვერ მაშინაც მაგარ ფორმაში იყო იძახდა თქვენაც
Even Levan himself said how powerful Devon was back then when they faced, and Irakli said that I could not say that Devon progressed so much since their last match that there could be decisive factor to beat Levan. he said that judging by how dominantly he beat Michael Todd back then, Devon has been already in a great shape. He said that Devon was already in a good shape, such a best shape that he could beat anybody else. So he doesn't say that he neither progressed or did not have any progress. He says that Devon has always been that strong since we saw him competing against Michael, and even Levan said that Devon was really strong back then. So he could not say like Devon's progress will be decisive factor to beat Levan.
And you, Paul?
I mean, it's the factors at play here, you know, with Levan coming off the injury and Devon progressing, make this so much more interesting than I ever thought it could be for a rematch. You know, after we saw the first one, and then I spoke to Devon right after the first match with Levan. And I asked him about the gap, and he said the gap was huge. You know, he was very honest and said, and I was like, you know, do you think there's anything you could do to close that gap? He was basically said, like, man, it would take like something life-changing at that time. And then that was, you know, that being a couple years ago, we watched Devon progress. And again, like Hutchings, we're talking about somebody who is somehow getting better like every match. And then you pair that up with Levan coming off the injury. To me, it creates that perfect storm for like a buildup, like for Devon having a chance. And I do think Devon has a chance, but he'll be the underdog in this one for sure. But I'm very interested in the match. I mean, like, this will be the biggest match since I've been in arm wrestling for sure. So I can't wait to see it unfold and all the drama.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, the yearly subscription is now available. All 4 events. Normally it is like $79.96 for events. And now it's like $69.99. So almost $10 you save it. This offer will be till January 15th. And so thank you for watching, and thank you, Paul, for joining. Irakli, thank you very much, my friends. And Roman, thank you for translation. If you guys have anything else to say, you guys can say it.
Guys, just want to wish you guys the best for the holidays. Irakli, can't wait to see you again, brother. Stay healthy and blessings.
წარმატებები გისურვა, ჯანმრთელობა გისურვა, ერთი სული მაქრობის გნახავთო და ბედნიერი ახალი წელიც გისურვა.
მადლობა, შენც ასევე თქო და გისურვებ ჯანმრთელობას თქო, გაძლიერებას ბევრად თქო და კარგი მატჩი მოვაწყოთ.
Paul, he's very thankful for those great wishes. He said, likewise, wish you health, brother, and also like he wishes you to become even stronger than you are now, and all the best. Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you, and you all take care. See you in Istanbul in 3 weeks. Yeah, take care.
See ya. Aba karga dira.
Karga.